Before we finally get to Avengers Infinity War, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to make a quick stop in Wakanda, home of everybody's favorite superpowered feline, the Black Panther. In his first standalone film, T'Challa has returned home after his dad's tragic death in Captain America: Civil War, and now he's set to rule his technological wonderland. Unfortunately, according to the official plot description, the new king will find himself facing a powerful old enemy. Black Panther prowls into theaters February 16th.
Let's have some fun!
Tomb Raider. Alicia Vikander is taking the place of Angelina Jolie, starring as one of the greatest video game characters of all time, Lara Croft. In the reboot, Croft is a bike courier inspired by video messages from her late father to journey into the jungle and find the mysterious Mother of Death, a tomb that might end the world if opened. Unfortunately for Croft, she's not the only one interested in the tomb. With an Oscar-winning actress as the lead, we're pretty psyched to see the new Lara Croft raid movie theaters everywhere come March 16th. Pacific Rim: Uprising. The Pan-Pacific Defense Corps is gearing up for a rematch in Pacific Rim: Uprising. Sadly, Guillermo del Toro will only be producing this time, but the science fiction spectacle is in incredibly capable hands. The sequel will be directed by Steven S. DeKnight, the guy in charge of Spartacus and Daredevil, and the film will star John Boyega from the new Star Wars trilogy. If you're psyched for 2 hours of kaiju-killing fun, get ready to cancel the apocalypse on March 23rd. Ready Player One. Based on the best-selling novel by Ernest Cline, Ready Player One looks like the ultimate pop culture mashup. The plot features elements from games like Overwatch and Street Fighter, as well as every 80s movie imaginable, including Tron, Akira, and A Nightmare on Elm Street. And of course, it's directed by the king of 1980s cinema himself, Steven Spielberg. In addition to all the orcs and DeLoreans, the plot will focus on a young kid named Wade Watts who escapes his impoverished life by retreating into the Oasis, the ultimate virtual reality world. New Mutants. Now that the X-Men movies have exhausted pretty much every timeline they can leap into and out of with Logan's dismal glimpse of the future, it's time for the New Mutants to start running the school. New Mutants will likely introduce a bevy of new talented teens who, as in the comic spin-off series of the same name, are trained by Charles Xavier to emerge as a new class of heroes. It remains to be seen which of the comic's most fascinating kids will make it into the new generation of the X-Men film series, but we'll find out on April 13th when New Mutants hits theaters. Super Troopers 2. When Super Troopers came out in 2001, the cop comedy failed to impress critics, but over the years, it's morphed into a genuine cult classic. 17 years and one successful Indiegogo campaign later, it looks like the members of Broken Lizard will finally bring their prankster patrolmen back to the big screen on April 20th. According to Entertainment Weekly, the plot will focus on the original 5 troopers as they're called in to set up a new highway patrol station in an area at the center of a border dispute between the US and Canada. Avengers: Infinity War. In 2008, Tony Stark launched the Marvel Cinematic Universe when he built a robot suit, beat up a bunch of terrorists, and boldly declared, "I am Iron Man." Since then, moviegoers have been introduced to a whole host of superheroes, as well as a collection of mysterious stones that keep popping up across the universe. And now, 18 movies later, all our heroes are going to converge in one epic battle against the biggest bad guy in the galaxy, a space titan with the world's deadliest fashion accessory. Avengers: Infinity War is the ultimate cinematic crossover. Jump into the fray on May 4th. Solo, a Star Wars story. Ron Howard's Solo, a Star Wars story, promises fans the origin story of everyone's favorite scruffy-looking nerf herder. Plot details are a little scarce, but we do know Alden Ehrenreich stars as Han Solo, Donald Glover will appear as Lando, Woody Harrelson will star as Han's mentor, Beckett, and we'll get to see Han meet up with Chewbacca and become a snarky space cowboy. Rest assured, this space opera will make a truckload of cash and rile up the fanbase, for better or worse, come May 25th. Deadpool 2. When Deadpool hit theaters in 2016, it grossed around $783 million and became the highest-grossing R-rated movie in cinematic history. The sequel has a lot to live up to, but Deadpool 2 looks like a lot of foul-mouthed fun, with a dynamite cast. There's also some impressive talent behind the camera. After original director Tim Miller left the project over creative differences with Ryan Reynolds, he was replaced by David Leitch, best known for co-directing John Wick. Deadpool 2 is set to smash through the fourth wall on June 1st.
Now remember, this is your world. You get to make and break the rules here.
Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. When Jurassic World roared into theaters in 2016, it quickly became the 4th highest-grossing film of all time, raking in approximately $1.6 billion. With that kind of success, we all knew it was only a matter of time before we went back to that dino-infested island. And now, with Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, not only do we get to see the raptors run amok, but we'll also watch an abandoned theme park get blown to smithereens. This guaranteed blockbuster promises to be an over-the-top spectacle. Catch it June 22nd. The Purge: The Island. The Purge franchise has been picking off victims and making political points since 2013. But have you ever wondered how this night of bloodshed started? We'll finally get an answer to that question with The Purge: The Island, the 4th film in the series and the very first prequel. Written by franchise mastermind James DeMonaco, the newest film will take place before the Ethan Hawke original. It's set to hit theaters on July 4th. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Audiences are in for a marvelous time when Ant-Man and the Wasp arrives July 6th. Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly will be suiting up as the namesake heroes, and they'll be joined by an impressive cast of familiar faces and newcomers alike. But most interestingly, Michelle Pfeiffer is switching sides, abandoning DC and Catwoman to play Janet Van Dyne, the original Wasp. In the first Ant-Man, we learned that Janet was lost inside the quantum realm. But now it looks like Ant-Man and the Wasp will somehow rescue her from her decades-long adventure. The Nun. The Conjuring series is quickly making its case that horror movie franchises can be extended universes too. Following in the success of Annabelle, the franchise's first spin-off, producers have tapped actress Bonnie Aarons to reprise her role as the demon nun from The Conjuring 2 in her own spin-off, titled simply The Nun. Catch it July 13th. Alita: Battle Angel. Ever since the 90s, James Cameron has wanted to adapt Genmu, a popular Japanese manga. But now that he's preoccupied with the Avatar sequels, Cameron has drafted Robert Rodriguez to work on the project. As a result, we've got Alita: Battle Angel, a sci-fi adventure starring Rosa Salazar as a cyborg with amazing martial arts prowess and controversially large eyes. Cameron will finally see his passion project in theaters on July 20th. Mission Impossible 6. Christopher McQuarrie returns to helm a sixth installment to the covert op action-adventure series. And while details are scant as to what the actual storyline will be, we know the film will delve deeper into Ethan Hunt's backstory. Crews trained for a year to prepare for some truly insane action sequences as Hunt, and we can't wait until July 27th to see how the movie star puts his life on the line this time. The Predator. Kicking off a new round of interplanetary big game hunting, The Predator finds writer-director Shane Black, who made a blink-and-you'll-miss-it appearance in the 1987 original, making a long-overdue return to the franchise. The latest addition to the series works as a kind of sequel and follows a group of PTSD-stricken soldiers who band together to kill the spine-crackling alien hunters. Expect our ragtag heroes to face off against everyone's favorite skull collector on August 3rd. The Equalizer 2. On August 3rd, Denzel Washington returns for The Equalizer 2. The actor is making history here, starring in his very first sequel. There aren't a lot of plot details out there, but come on, we're going to see Denzel Washington destroy a bunch of bad guys in incredibly creative ways. What more do you need to know? Venom. Sony's plans for a Spider-Man cinematic universe seemed to hit the skids when the studio abandoned its Andrew Garfield-led Amazing Spider-Man franchise in favor of another reboot, teaming up with Marvel for joint custody of the character's film rights and putting Tom Holland in the web-slinger's duds. While the Sinister Six movie might still be dead, Venom is officially back on the schedule. The alien symbiote antihero is now slated to sling his way into theaters on October 5th, with Tom Hardy in the title role. Halloween. Once again starring Jamie Lee Curtis, the latest entry in the Halloween franchise will ignore every film except for the original. Cult comedy mainstays David Gordon Green and Danny McBride are behind the sequel, which is supposedly going to be the last Halloween movie ever. But just like Michael Myers, we suspect the series will eventually come back to life. Catch the horror on October 19th. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter spin-off series, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, is on deck for its second installment on November 16th, following Newt Scamander and his pals on another adventure in the world of witchcraft and wizardry. The sequel will feature a young Albus Dumbledore, played by Jude Law, who instructs our hero to chase down and apprehend Gellert Grindelwald, a villainous wizard guilty of magical crimes, played by Johnny Depp. The film promises to begin the battle for the ages between the esteemed professor and his former bestie gone rogue. Spider-Man: Into the Spider-Verse. Ever since Miles Morales first appeared back in 2011, Marvel fans have desperately wanted to see him get his own Spider-Man movie. On December 14th, Sony plans on releasing Spider-Man: Into the Spider-Verse, an animated adventure following the young web-slinger as he fights crime. Phil Lord and Chris Miller of the Lego Movie are credited as executive producers, and Lord penned the screenplay. So expect to see his unique brand of humor swinging across the screen.
Wait, so how many of us are there?
Aquaman. The introduction of Arthur Aquaman Curry in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice was but a taste of what was to come from Jason Momoa as the trident-wielding hero in Justice League. With 2018's Aquaman, he'll embrace his destiny as the heir to the Kingdom of Atlantis. Director James Wan helms the watery actioner that will follow Curry's life from boyhood to kinghood. And Dolph Lundgren will show up as a powerful Atlantean king. That means on December 21st, we're getting a film with both Ivan Drago and Khal Drogo, which might be way too much muscle for one movie to handle. Thanks for watching.